There's many great indicators for the economy in America. We have, we're on track right now to a $25 trillion economy. 2022, we're on track to a $25 trillion economy. In 2020, it was a $21 trillion economy. That's our GDP. That's our total GDP. So we're still, making more stuff than everybody else in the entire world. Our dollar has not slipped. Actually, the euro has slipped. You get €1 for $1. The euro used to be bigger than the dollar, which would actually make it 0.8, right? So you want to be around 0.8. You don't want to be above. That means it's bigger. Because a ruble, you get 60 rubles, but that's actually 0.017 ruble. The British pound sterling is 0.85. 0.85 to the dollar. You give them $1, they'll give you 0.85 pounds sterlings. The Swiss franc is 0.96. Give them $1, they'll give you 0.96 of a Swiss franc. If you give them $1, they'll give you 1.97 German marks. 2 German marks per dollar. Has that always been like that? So the dollar hasn't slipped. We're on track for a $25 trillion GDP. Not sure the price of milk and bread. Is it 99 cents, $2.59? That's usually, that's what it was 10 years ago. Gas was what, $1, $2, $3? Now it's $4 to $5. So we got some problems. Unemployment isn't too bad. Unemployment is 3.3%, 108. That's in Colorado. 108,000 people are unemployed. And then in America, 3.5% are unemployed. That's 6 million people in America that are unemployed. 3.5% isn't anything to fret about, though, because apparently under 5% is we're willing to tolerate 5% unemployment rate for whatever reason. So 3.5% is reasonable. That's a good unemployment rate. So we're on track for a $25 trillion GDP. Our unemployment is doing good. The dollar's holding strong compared to the Germans and the Swiss and the pounds and the Russians and the euro, the mark, Swiss franc, pound sterling, and the ruble. Compared to gold futures, apparently gold and silver are getting their asses kicked by the dollar. Gold is at $1,700 an ounce, $1,700 an ounce, and that's the October gold futures. It's September silver futures is 18.69, and I just Googled all this, so I don't really even marketwatch.com or something. It's whatever popped up at the very top of Google. September silver futures 18.69 an ounce, so it's about $19 an ounce for silver, which is, I could think about that easier than $1,700 an ounce. How much gold you got there? 3 ounces? Okay, so that's 17, 34, 50, 5,100? Yeah, $5,100. You got $5,000 for 3 little tiny piece, 3 ounces of gold, 3 ounces of rocks. So, compared to Bitcoin, I don't know how to think about it. See, Dogecoin is $1 per... $1 will get you $14.63 of Dogecoin, which is bad, right? Because that's... And then Bitcoin, and then Ethereum, Dogecoin, and then Monero. Monero is 0.0065 XMR. Bitcoin is 0.000047. Does that mean it's just beating the shit out of the dollar? Like Bitcoin is just Ethereum, Monero, and Bitcoin's beating the shit out of the dollar, and Dogecoin is actually getting its ass kicked. So, right, $14.63. Because I could afford, 0.00047. But how many Bitcoins? I mean, what's one Bitcoin worth? I probably should have gone that direction, right? One Bitcoin is probably worth, 10, 20, 30,000 bucks or some shit. So, okay, that's cryptocurrency. That's still going strong compared to the dollar. So actually, that doesn't look good for the dollar. That looks bad for the dollar. What else is going on in America? The U.S. economy. We're $31 trillion in debt. So that's That's not good. Our debt is bigger than our GDP. $31 trillion in debt. That's averages out to about $93,000 per person. So America, if you live in America and you're a citizen, you owe $93,000 to the government, and you need to pay that off tomorrow. We want the money tomorrow. Where's our money? Now, Uncle Sam wants his goddamn money. You owe him $93,000, and he's come to collect. $14 trillion is how much we were in debt in 2010. $6 trillion in debt is what we were in debt in 2000. So $1 trillion, $2 trillion. It's almost like it's real money. $6 trillion in 2000 we were in debt, then $14 trillion. So we just keep getting farther and farther, digging that hole deeper and deeper. 6 to 14, so it increased by $8 trillion. And then within 12 years, 14 trillion to 31 trillion, it's increased to 17 trillion. $17 trillion in debt. More debt. God damn, so much fucking debt. And is that student debt? Is student debt included in that? Oh, you're going to forgive $10,000? Fuck you. Jesus Christ. The deficit. What's the deficit? $212 billion? So let's see here. Unemployment rate's doing okay. We're on track with our GDP, but our GDP actually is slipping. We're actually in a recession right now. We're in a recession right now. We also have a lot of homeless people and a lot of poor people. Our small business owner rate to 1,000 people, we got 50 small business owners per 1,000. So that's not too bad. I think we need to increase that. If you don't have a job, then you got to have a small business. It's either one or the other, or die in America, or just, race to the bottom, be the poorest of the poor that you could possibly ever be, and just, live off the system for as long as you can. 11.4% national poverty rate, meaning one out of 10 Americans. So more than 1 out of 10. At least 1 out of 10. You pass 10 people, at least one of those people have a poverty death rate in America. 11.4%. The total amount of homeless is 550,000. That's 2021 numbers, 550,000 homeless people. That's very manageable. That's, a little bit more than 500,000 people. We have a country of 330 million. 330 million? And we only have less than 1 million people have homeless. So just build 1 million houses. Build 1 million houses, and then wham, bam, thank you, man. Homelessness is, at least for one moment in time, for one brief wrinkle in time. Now we're in a recession. We are in a recession. The definition of a recession is when you have two GDP quarters gross that goes down. It didn't go up. Let's just go ahead and, if you don't believe me, Investopedia definition recession. A recession is a significant, widespread, and prolonged downturn in economic activity. Well, that's more of a depression, right? Depression is widespread, long-term, but recession is before depression. So, because recessions often last 6 months or more, one popular rule of thumb is that 2 consecutive quarters of decline in a country's gross domestic product constitute a recession. That's Investopedia.com. So the GDP, if the GDP goes down in 2 quarters, that's a recession. Now, why hasn't the media, why hasn't America, why hasn't the president told you that we're in a recession? Well, perception. Unfortunately, politics is a bunch of fucking lies, and perception is power. If America knew that we were in a recession, America might panic and freak the fuck out and just start fucking going fucking ape shit, right? Just anarchy and fires and looting and just pandemonium. Just absolute pandemonium if America knew that we were in a recession. We are in a recession. The first quarter of 2022, the GDP growth rate dropped 1.6%. In the second quarter of 2022, the GDP growth rate dropped 0.9%. We're going down. We went down 1.5%, almost 1%. That's 2.5% that we've gone down. So the GDP growth rate, it's not growing. It's shrinking. Our economy isn't growing. Our economy is shrinking. The 2021 union percentage numbers was 10%. So 10% of 10.3% of The people who got a job in America are part of a union according to 2021. So we got some major issues here. We got, we need to build 1 million homes for the homeless. We got 11.4% national poverty rate. We need a war on poverty. We need to focus on poverty. And I bet you if we focus on poverty, get the whole nation thinking about poverty, focused on poverty, have a war on poverty, declare a war on poverty, have somebody actually give a goddamn fuck about the poor people. If you don't even declare a war on poverty, I'm not going to believe anything else you say. At the very least, focus on it. Because I think we could tamp 11.4% down to 3%, 2%, maybe get rid of poverty once and for all. But at least tamp it down 8 points down to 3%. We allow 5% to be unemployed, but we allow, 11.4% to be poor. That's not good. That's not good. That's too many people in the land of plenty, in the land of exuberance, in the land of too much. Some people have nothing. Some people have very little. They don't have enough. In the land of plenty, that's a fucking bullshit. That's a crime. That's a goddamn senseless bull. That doesn't make any... Are we in a recession? I think we're in a recession. And you should tell everybody that you know that we're in a recession, because Investopedia, the way it defined recession, the way I define recession, we're in a recession, America. We are in a recession. According to The Economist, apparently I read this in some article, 19% of economists say that we have begun the recession. So at least 19% of the economists. And then 72% of economists are saying we're headed for a recession in the middle of next year. So why would everybody lie about the perception is power, and they don't want you to panic? And so instead of just telling you the goddamn truth, I mean, it makes sense in some respects. It's not like we're slipping, like we don't know what we're doing. We just had COVID and shit. A lot of fucking businesses shut down. People lost their jobs, and, COVID, people were inside their house, so there wasn't as much hustle and bustle. So that's just less money for everybody. And then it's over now, right? So now that we're all back, hustling, and we got to get back, into the old groove that was working. Or if you lost your job or lost your business, you got to find a brand new way. So no telling actually how many people is totally affected. There's lots of problems with, numbers. Statistics is lies, damn lies, statistic, right? There's 3 types of lies, damn lies, and statistics. But, I think our small business owner per 1,000 population is actually pretty pathetic too. We should have like 500 business owners per 1,000. Everybody should be a business owner. We should have yard sales. We should have farmers markets. We should have, do you believe in capitalism or not? This is, even being a conservative capitalist is being progressive, because you guys suck at being goddamn capitalist. These numbers aren't the worst. What's good with America can fix what's wrong with America. So we've had a blip. We have the COVID bump, right? We had the speed bump of COVID. So now we just got to either, do what was working or do something brand new. And take a look at this cryptocurrency, because that means Bitcoin is fucking killing it. And then Ethereum is fucking killing it. Monero is fucking killing it. And Dogecoin is tanking. Dogecoin is going down. Silver is staying up. It's about $19 an ounce. Gold is $1,700 an ounce, which is fucking crazy. People are like, oh, gold is taking a hosing. At $1,700 an ounce, that's a fucking hosing. No, I think the person that pays $1,700 for an ounce of gold just got fucked. But that's hard currency. That's hard money. For the longest time, it was just gold, right? Only gold. That's, what do they call that? Sound currency, sound money. So if you're not backed by gold, then your money ain't shit. So we got $31 trillion debt. America, we got to work on this $31 trillion debt. Goddamn fucking shit. The deficit seems manageable. Maybe we could actually have like a bigger deficit. I'm okay with running a little bit of a deficit as long as we get back to back to, making money, kicking ass, taking names. We're supposed to be a bunch of Milton Friedmanists. If you're not a Milton Friedmanist, then you're not even a right-wing capitalist. You don't even know what kind of conservative status quo fucking right-winger you are, you pile of shit. So there you go, America. We're in a recession. We got a $31 trillion debt. We have a deficit. Gas is through the fucking roof. Milk and bread, everything's kind of going up. There was an inflation thing. The government, let's see. They're trying to do some of the... Unemployment isn't bad. Unemployment's not bad. Our overall GDP seems like we're on track for, overall GDP. But the recession, if we all freaking panic, if we all say, oh my God, America's in a recession! And then run around like your goddamn head's chopped off, then, yeah, it will get worse. It will get worse. But don't do that. Don't do that. It's only a small recession, negative 1.6%, negative 0.9%. It's only a couple points. So, nothing to freak out about, but we should get real. We should get serious. We should talk about it. We should acknowledge it. And we should also work on the homelessness rate, the poverty rate, the small business owner rate also. So there you go, America. There you go. You're in a recession. You beautiful, beautiful people.